Hi everyone. I'm excited to start making videos on this YouTube channel. It's not a new YouTube channel. It's been dormant for a few years. I've been meaning to make videos to tell my story about being a long-term Tesla investor. I bought my first shares when I was just starting my career back in 2014 with some leftover money that I had after I read about this guy named Elon Musk and their company. And then subsequently, I went and I tried one of their cars, which at one of the showrooms nearby, and the car automatically followed the car in front of it on a city road, and without needing to push the brake or anything. I thought it was the most unbelievable thing. So I was like, I should put more money into this. So anyways, I want to just quickly tell my story here. And then I'll dive deeper into it because I think there's a lot to be learned from it. Of course, like the other channels, this is not financial advice. I'm just here to tell my story, and I hope it's helpful for some folks, or at least interesting. Anyways, here's my quick story as a Tesla investor, as a long-term Tesla investor. I bought my first shares in 2014 after I read a book on investing, which talked about it being okay to have about 15% of your portfolio allocated into individual stocks. So I kind of went and did some research, and I'd heard about Tesla, but I didn't know too much about it. And I read about this interesting, innovative guy, and I've always enjoyed reading about people who push the limits on things. Anyways, after reading a few articles and sleeping on it, I bought my few first shares, and then over the next few weeks and few months, I just kept buying shares, but nothing happened. And I was a young man, and I didn't know much about investing. I finished the book about investing, and realized the best thing to do is to probably hold it. And then I remembered back, I had this corporations class back when I was in law school, and the professor always talked about how women outperformed men in the stock market because they were more likely to buy and hold. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold this and keep on going with my life. And I bought some shares in 2014. I think I bought some shares in 2015 too. And then that's it. Nothing happened. I was kind of annoyed that nothing happened. And then when the crypto craze happened in 2017, I remember kicking myself. I'm like, oh, why did I put my money into Tesla instead of putting it into crypto? But I just like, yeah, whatever. And I just held tight. And then one day at work, we were going out for coffee, and one of the folks talked about how he had some money in Tesla and it was going up. And he talked about, he's like, yeah, and I'm selling it off, and I'm selling it off. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I looked, I'm like, whoa, it's actually going up finally. Yeah, that's great. And by the way, I missed the fact that I think it went down for a while. I just sort of ignored the stock for really 5 years, right? 5 or 6 years. And then, as we all know, it shot up before COVID. And I didn't sell. I think at the start of COVID, I sold like a couple shares, just thinking, and then I kind of felt bad. I remember all the emotions about selling and everything. And, at some point I bought it back too. And I remember, the stocks were going down when COVID happened again. And I'm like, oh, should I sell? And I'm just like, yeah, I'll just hold. Anyway, I kept holding. And then I've kept holding, and I kept holding. I bought other stocks since. I bought the S&P 500. And the other thing during COVID, I started watching folks like Dave Lee, Invest Answers. They all kind of give this different narrative than the doom and gloom that the news gave. And that was always kind of interesting to me. But I always thought Emmett and Matt, Tesla Daily, Solving the Money Problem, all these interesting channels with kind of a different take, some more hardcore, some more, relaxed and analytical. But they were all helpful for me, where I'm just like, I'm just going to keep holding, and it seems like great things are in line with Tesla. We have multiple S curves, as Dave Lee used to say, or I'm sure he still is. I know he's making videos again, which is great. And then I started getting excited again more recently, as we have Robotaxi and Optimus, and I started watching some other channels like Herbert and Curious Peggy and Joe Bakti and Randy Kirk, and I'm missing others, but they've all been helpful to keep my conviction in what's going to occur in the future, since I've held all my shares and I've actually started buying again. But anyway, what gave me the idea to start this channel, and I think there's some interesting things within that. I want to go a little bit deeper, like why did I originally invest, etc. But I just want to make a real, I don't want to do any super produced videos but kind of share kind of my journey in holding Tesla for over 10 years as a person who didn't have too much to invest at the beginning. And there weren't YouTube channels, or if there were, I wasn't watching them, about Tesla back in the day. So what made me invest, and why do I keep holding, and maybe some ideas about long-term investing that have been helpful for me. Just a real channel about my story that I think can be interesting, because I get asked a lot about, investing from other folks, since they know I'm one of the few people, it seems, that kind of buy and hold stocks for the long term around me when we do chat about stocks. One other thing I'll quickly tell is a story. So Tesla had this little event. They brought some Cybertrucks when Cybertrucks was, it was after it was launched, and near my workplace, I think it was end of last year. And I walked up to the booth and told a couple of folks there, that, hey, I don't own a Tesla, but I've been investing in this interesting company, and I've held through all things, including, I forgot to mention, even during the, crazy politics recently, where, I'm just kind of a normal guy. And so, I just held through everything. And the folks at the booth who worked for Tesla were so excited and thought it was awesome. And they're like, wow, you're an old school investor. We don't meet too many folks like that, So I'm like, maybe I do have I can give a unique take about holding through volatility. And, I don't know if the word is ignoring the things that we read, all the negativity that we read on the news and elsewhere. But at least, taking it objectively, and filtering it through, the way I think about the world and my own values, and balancing it with other sources of information out there. So in that way, I'm thankful for all the YouTube creators that have helped me maintain and continue my conviction. So anyway, I hope I can be a unique addition for whoever wants to watch this, and maybe also be an inspiration for people to hold if they want. Again, not investment advice, definitely not financial advice. I want to tell my story here, so in an authentic way, if you will. So I hope that was fun and interesting, and I'm excited to make many more unscripted videos for all of you to kind of give my thoughts about being a long-term holder of Tesla.